knowing the reason why you clicked on this video is because you have a cruise lined up with Carnival and you just want to get all the tea, making sure you crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's, sis. And if that's the case, then you clicked on the right video. I'm going to share some information that I wish I would have known, or that I wish I would have took heed to before I took my first Carnival cruise. Stay tuned. If you love travel content, this is the place that you want to be. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm also going to have a very thorough Carnival cruise review. I'm talking about the good, bad, and the ugly. You're going to want to stick around, so go ahead and subscribe. The vibes are there, and so is the tea. So let's get into the 20 things I wish I had known prior to taking my Carnival cruise. In no particular order. Number one, I'm going to say watch your step. I don't think she heard me in the back. I don't think he heard me back there behind you. Watch your step. There's these like logs or whatever the hell you call them. They got these big silver things that's on the ground that just comes out of nowhere, child. If you done had a few drinks, you probably ain't even gonna recognize it and stumble all over them people them float. And I don't want you to get hurt. So watch your step. There's also like unlevel areas throughout the ship that we kind of stumbled upon here and there. Watch your steps. Make sure your roommate does not lock the bottom lock of your room door. If you're sharing a room with somebody, if there's somebody in your room, make sure when you leave out to go do whatever it is that you want to get into, the shenanigans that they don't, make sure they do not lock that bottom lock. If they do, it will cause your key card to not work. If you put your key card in and it turns yellow, I believe, that means that it's locked from the inside. It has nothing to do with your card malfunctioning, sis. They done locked you out your own room. So now you're going to have to go down to get services. They're going to have to contact security. It's a hassle. You don't want to have to be part of that. I know this all too well. This is for the people who's traveling with kids. If your children has the Bottomless package or whatever it's called, the drink package, honey, make sure you're going up to the bar with them, because I noticed a lot that they do not prioritize the children now at the bars. It's like the kids are standing there for years at a time waiting on somebody to service them while they're serving drinks to others. Drinks that needs to be made when all they got to do is reach back and get the Coke or the orange soda or whatever it is that these kids want. I don't really like that. I noticed that a lot. And traveling with family, their kids even got a little discouraged as far as going up to the bars, because they was like, I be having to wait so long. So keep that in mind. Maybe you might want to go up there with them, because maybe they will recognize them a little bit more sooner than they would recognize your child if you send them alone. Do not overpack. I repeat, put some of that back. You will not need it. I know some people like to take more than enough, because you never know. You confused as to what you want to put on. But sis, I'm going to tell you, the best thing to wear on a cruise is anything dealing with comfort. You do not need all that extra that you pack. Honey, I was one of the ones that overpacked. I'm going to have a video linked up here in case you need some type of ideas as to what to wear when you're going on your cruise, for like evening ideas, because I was one of the ones that didn't know what the hell to wear, child. That's why I took so much. But you don't need all that, sis. Most of the time you're going to spend in your swimwear. You are not going to wear most of that that you're packing with you. And all you're doing is giving you most to have to unpack. Honey, keep it at home. Keep it at home. Get a later check-in time for embarkation. Is it called embarkation? So basically when you arrive to the ship, if you log on to your carnival.com account, that is where you'll be able to access all of your information and your schedule, what time you want to arrive to the ship and so forth. I believe it started at as early as 10:30 all the way down to, I believe 1:30 was the latest. 2 o'clock is the cutoff time. But I would say go later. My scheduled time was between 1 and 1:30. And when I tell you we walked in and through everything, I can't speak for no other time. I'm just assuming that everybody came earlier on, because when we got on, there was a lot of people already on the ship. Okay, we was one of the last ones to make it on the cruise ship, to be honest with you. And I just really liked it being able to just breeze through. So if you're one of the ones that don't like to wait, you're impatient, you just don't want to be in a line, maybe you can't stand up in line for so long, get the later check-in time. Camp Ocean, For you people who have kids, once again, this is for you. In order for your child to be checked in or checked out, they would have to be 18 years of age and older. No, they sister can't check them out. No, their little brother can't check them out or check them in. It gotta be you or someone that you designate to be able to do so. I do believe that this is really, really great when it comes to security measures and making sure that your children ain't getting snatched up or taken away and stuff like that. But I also can see where it will be a little slightly inconveniencing when you are way on the other side of the ship and you gotta go all the way up to deck 12, way to the top, to the front of the ship. Kind of discouraging, I ain't gonna lie. I really do wish that they will allow at least the siblings to be able to check each other in and out. If you don't mind the walk-in and all of that, then this is not for you. But the girls who get it, get it. Once you start to drinking or get comfortable at a casino or wherever, you probably ain't even gonna wanna walk back over that side of town. I'm just letting you know. Night out is from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So I don't know if you know, but they have the Camp Ocean, the Camp this, Camp that for the different age groups of children, but they close at a certain time. I believe it stops at about 9 or something. I don't know. It's a little earlier, 10. I don't know. But if you need it beyond that, maybe it was only you and hubby and your one child, and you don't have nobody else in the room to watch them. You didn't come with nobody else to, you know what I'm saying? You have an option to pay. I believe there's a fee for night owl, which is from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So you can still get out there and do your thing. Y'all can do your thing, if you know what I mean, without the churn around. You have an option. I didn't know about this, and you might not know either. If you happen to lose your onboard card, someone can pick it up and make purchases, especially if you have a major credit card on file that has a spending limit of $5,000 or so. Somebody can run that bill up, honey. I would recommend you loading cash instead, which you can do on board. Just find one of those little kiosks that is around, or maybe use a prepaid card where you can load up maybe just $100 on there and you don't want to surpass that. So if you happen to, or if it gets lost or somebody try to use it past that amount, they won't be able to do it. It'll be denied. I'm gonna just let you know, this situation actually happened to me. That's why I can tell you what you need to do. But I was a little confused as to how my daughter, who is only 5 years old, card was used. I don't know if when they use it, they're able to see. I thought the picture come up with the age and stuff. I don't know. That's what I thought. They were able to go to the coffee shop and able to buy this and buy that. And it was just like, wait a minute, ain't no child 5 years old is buying no damn coffee. They ain't buying no drink. Like, I don't know. It was just real weird. Somebody didn't do their job. Somebody dropped the ball. I'm just letting you know that this is the case. It could possibly happen to you as well. If you need to pull money, there's a $6.50 transaction fee. Yes, if you need to pull money from the ATM machine, it's $6.50. Best thing to do is to get you some cash before you get on that boat, because $6.50 may sound like a little bit, but that adds up. Eat as much as you want. For some reason, people don't feel too comfortable or not aware that you can try whatever you want to try on that menu, child, okay? If you want a little bit of filet mignon with a rack of lamb and a rack of ribs and the chicken and the salmon and, honey, steak, whatever you may want, you can have it. Remember, you pay for this in advance. You can eat as much as you want, as many dishes as you want. Honey, at one point in time, I remember having appetizers and foods all over the damn table. Here, just a little bit here, a little bit there, and I was not shamed at all. I'm gonna get my money's worth, and you should too. If you do not buy the internet package, you will not have any way to communicate with anyone that is not on the ship. If you have a boo-bay at home, if you got your churn at home, if you do not buy an internet package, you will not be able to contact, or no one will be able to contact you. I know a lot of people be like, oh, well, you on C, you should disconnect. But some of us can't disconnect completely because we have responsibilities left behind, okay? If you have one of those responsibilities, or somebody that you want to, your loved one that's watching your kids, or you want to keep in contact with, you're going to have to buy that internet package. Unless you go off the boats and go to one of the ports, and maybe you go somewhere and eat where they offer Wi-Fi. That's the only way. If you do happen to go ahead and buy the internet package, I recommend you buy the premium package. Do not play around with the social, the value, and all this mess that they got going on, because it does not work properly. I'm telling you, I know some people may come down in the comments and say, well, it worked fine for me. I'm only can speak from my experience. Social package was trash. And I wasn't even really doing much. I really only wanted to contact my husband, be able to contact my mom and things like that. I really just wanted to send text message via iMessage. It would not go. It just kept swirling, or it'll come back and say message was not sent. There was a lot of things that was not working, honey. They say that you could be able to check your IG and that was a lie. That thing was moving like a snail, honey. By as slow as the ship goes to the port that you're supposed to be going to, that's just how slow that internet package was on. So basically, go big or go home. If you're going to buy the internet package, might as well go ahead and get premium. I had no issues once I was upgraded to premium. The internet cannot be used off the ship. It literally only works while you're on board. If you don't want to pay for internet, or if you don't have internet, you can still connect to the Carnival Hub app via their Wi-Fi. This is where you can access everything that's going on board, check your account, chat with other members. But that's about it. You may think that, oh, I'm accessing their Wi-Fi. They said to connect, put your phone on airplane mode and connect to their Wi-Fi. But it's only for you to use the Carnival Hub app. That's it. You cannot do anything else other than that if you do not buy the internet package. Make sure you're putting your phone on airplane mode, because otherwise you can accumulate roaming charges, and we don't want that. If you happen to have any discrepancies, go down to guest services. I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10 they're going to give you some type of courtesy credit. They might even refund you. They are there to help. Go down there, at least let them know. Only thing they can say is yay or nay. It ain't gonna hurt to try. Late night eating. If you're going out and you're sliding and you want to go to the club and you want to do this and you want to do that, honey, the only food that you're going to be able to have access to is pizza, and that line gets very long around 2 a.m. Or I do believe they have room service, but they charge you to bring stuff that you can just go down and get. Decorate your door with something that you can be able to remember. Because after a few drinks, you probably won't even remember which door is yours. They all start looking the same. Put something, a little ribbon, put something. People came up with some creative, they had decorations of birthday this and shoes and all type of things on board I seen. Just take a little something. You ain't got to go all overboard, but just take a little something so that you can know, okay, that's my door, without having trying to figure out if you forgot your number and so forth. Bring something to put your dirty clothes in. Maybe a big bag or something that you can be able to carry. I know the Dollar Tree has like those little pop-up little dirty clothes hamper thingies. Bring something that you could, because I don't know about you, I don't want to put my dirty clothes with my new clothes or my fresh clean clothes. So bring something to separate the two. Bring a lanyard or something to be able to store your card. After a while, you get tired of holding it in your hand. Sometimes you get so caught up in doing stuff that you sit it down, you lose it, now somebody gonna run up your bill. Bring a lanyard. Or bring one of those things that keep your cell phone like from getting wet. Even that, you can store a lot of stuff in that as well. Just bring something that you can be able to put that on, so that because that's very important. Buy a bottle online, honey, to save money. That drink package, okay? Because all the people that we knew who actually got the drink package talked so down about the drink package. They said that the drinks were watered down, it wasn't no good. I can't say how true that is. I did buy a few drinks. Samson was the man to go to. When you said you wanted something strong, he knew it's strong. Mr. Just look for him. He knew exactly what he was doing. But a lot of people said that that wasn't the case for them. So I would recommend you buying a bottle, sending it to your room. The fee, I know it may be a little high when you look at the prices of those bottles. It will definitely come out cheaper paying for the bottle than paying daily for a drink package. That's just my opinion. And then you can also bring on board, you know, a water and then a case of soda, and then you could get a case of juice or something like that to be able to do your own little mixing, honey. And now you good for your entire trip. It's so much easier to download VERIFLY for your documents when it comes to vaccination and things like that. All I had to show was birth certificates for the kids, my passport, and pulled up my VERIFLY app that had all of the vaccination information. It was just that easy. You don't have to carry all that paperwork, keep it up with all those important documents and things like that. use VERIFLY. Download that app. It's very helpful. I would recommend carrying up your own luggage. I did not carry up my luggage. It took a long time for it to come to the door. My homegirl, she and her family carried up their luggage. They had everything right available right away. You can also opt to bring on your own little carry-on bag or something that can be able to hold all of these things or items, your important items and things that you're going to need access for immediately. But if you're considering checking in luggage so you can be hands-free, just remember it may not arrive to your doorstep no time soon. Okay, so while I was editing, I realized there was a few things I left out, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it right here right quick. So not only do I recommend you carrying your luggage to your room when you get on the cruise, I also recommend you doing that when you're getting off as well, just because it's a little bit faster of a process. You will listen for your muster station, and of course you will be responsible for carrying whatever bags you came with off the ship. You would have to wait a little longer if you decided to check your luggage in. Another thing I forgot to mention, when you get on board on the cruise, immediately go to your muster station. Go ahead and check in upstairs. Go ahead and listen to that safety briefing that they're going to have waiting for you upstairs. That way, once you just start getting into the shenanigans, you might get sidetracked. You ain't going to want to stop. And the ship ain't moving until everybody check in. So, honey, don't be holding people up. Go ahead and do that. Next thing I forgot to mention, there will be a $100 hold put on your card. I believe it's a little bit more for longer length cruises, but just look for that. Last but not least, that I'm not sure how long this is going to last because I believe they're making changes to the whole vaccination process on cruise ships. But please look for a one-question pre-cruise vaccine attestation email. Did I say that right? And this needs to be completed for every person on your reservation as soon as possible to avoid cancellation. They normally send it to you immediately after you make your payment in full or completely finish paying off your cruise. That really completes everything that I wish I would have known. I'm pretty sure I left something out. I probably did. If I did, go ahead and drop it down in the comments down below. You know everybody go to the comments chat. Put people on because I want you to have a more successful cruise than I did, honey. It's all about trial and error. I definitely have learned and I will know what to do for the next time around. If I helped you out, be sure to thumbs up this video. Help your girl get on the YouTube algorithm. If you made it to the end of this video, be sure to put this emoji down in the comments, boo. That's how I'm gonna know it's real. Be sure to share this video out to whoever may need this, who's ever planning on cruising, who's cruising for the first time, second, third, fourth, fifth time. Okay, sometimes you forget. If you felt those good vibes, be sure to subscribe to your girl channel. Make sure you check out my full detailed Carnival review that I've also done. I want to thank you so very much for taking the time out to watch my video. Until next time, later.